Central Bobcat action. It's week 11, Manny. Can you believe it? We're here the last week of the district season, and we got the Central High Bobcats taking on Abilene High Warbirds. Look at that very first play out the gate. A long run by the Warbirds.
The King Thomas.
That's their big ball player. Couple plays later, this is what happens.
Trying to hashtag eat that Central defense.
Just a pitch to the outside, finds a lane, gets in there, but a big stop by Central. Can the defense hold them out? That is the big question this week. Here's the answer to it. Manny, how do you think it's going to go?
Oh, Abel Ramirez. Well, and long story short, Abel Ramirez got in for the touchdown, 7-0 Warbirds.
But don't worry.
Week 11.
Right back at you, Samuel Navarrete with an answer score.
Who say they want it? Who say they ready? See, you might not like it, but you gon' respect it, cause this is West Texas.
Well, hello and welcome to week number 11 of the Texas high school football season. Hey, this is, I can't believe it. This is the regular season finale before we head into the postseason, if you will. And I tell you, plenty of a great game tonight. This is pretty much, we don't get a whole lot of opportunities to like focus in on one specific game. We had one other opportunity this season just a few weeks ago when San Angelo Central hosted Midland High that kind of helped their playoff chances. In fact, it was their only, well, I guess if you count the forfeit from Friendship, that was their second district win of the season for the Bobcats against Midland High. So tonight, it's the Bobcats taking on, well, those Abilene High Eagles. I'm bringing in the second man of our coverage tonight, our very own Matt Trammell. Trammell, how you doing tonight?
It's already been a fast night. The game started. It's rolling. We've seen some highlights. Here in a second, we may take a look at them again. But right now, what is it, Manny? 7-7.
7-0.
7-0 still? Okay. Well, let's see if the Bobcats can put it in.
Yeah, so looking forward to that. There's not a whole lot on the line tonight. Certainly bragging rights. I guess if you want to talk something that's on the line, well, it's certainly for the Abilene High Eagles because it keeps their district championship hopes alive. They need a win tonight in hopes of capturing that district title. Plus, they need a Permian win tomorrow night against Midland Legacy at Grande Communication Stadium. So if Abilene High can manage to pull out a win tonight, Permian pulls out the dub there, well, there's a three-way tie for the district title. Imagine that, as good as Midland Legacy has been playing this entire season.
Yeah, that would be something crazy. I think it would be really cool if Midland loses and they all kind of have to share it. But either way, I think isn't it all set? Everything's wrapped up. Everything's
pretty much. Yeah. So we'll see how that shakes out tonight. Trammell, do we have an update from Shotwell Stadium?
Yeah, we can take a look at it. It's going to be a second down play. The Bobcats have the ball. It's in the red zone, 20-yard line.
All right, our Bobcat highlights tonight presented by Berkshire Hathaway Home Services.
So Tyler Hill just takes it with a keeper to the right, stiff arms one guy, meets the next guy, first down.
All righty.
Let's take another look at it.
So deep in the heart of Warbird territory there.
Yeah, we're about the 14-yard line right now.
Okay, well, that'll work.
Yeah, so just fake the handoff right there, make one guy miss.
Tyler Hill
stiff arm the second guy, and then meet the third guy for the first down. It's actually going to be about the 12-yard line.
Okay, well, we'll take it, certainly. All righty, so Matt Trammell
Stay tuned.
Keeping us up to date on that. Big shout-out to Berkshire Hathaway Home Services for keeping us alive and well with Bobcat highlights tonight. It's week 11 here in West Texas. In fact, Trammell already keeping the good times alive. What you got, my man?
It was in the red zone, so we're gonna keep you up to date as soon as we get this in. Here it is, Tyler Hill, English up in the corner, jump ball, go get you one. Touchdown,
Woo,
Bobcats.
baby.
They're gonna get the extra point. They're gonna tie the game 7-7. Watch it one more time again, Manny. Goes up there to the top. Jump ball.
Oh,
exactly what we like.
That's
to see.
I'd say let's keep rolling that, Trammell, because that looks like a La Esperanza play of the game nominee.
He singled up here, Manny. It was just a deep zone he was supposed to have, and he let him beat him deep.
One thing
this
that's
guy
good,
had the flat.
It makes sense for them to do that because English, he's a basketball player, and this guy has some serious hops. He's also a long jumper track star.
That's a very good ball, too, because he gave him a little bit of room in the back of the end zone to run underneath it. He could have waited just a few seconds, but instead he throws it early and gets him just a little room to run in there so that in case if he overthrows him a little bit, he can still catch the touchdown.
Love it. 7-7 right now, Trammell?
Yep, 7-7.
All righty, there we go. A little 7-7 action there for you on a Thursday night.
Well, Manny, now that it's tied, I think we get into something that people might want to know. At first, I kind of was cautious about it, just for the simple fact of, I didn't want to ruin people's day.
Mm-hmm.
But now that we're tied up, it's 7-7. Should we bring it up? Should we bring up our picks, Manny?
Yeah, let's bring it out. In fact, 1 second, we'll let the graphic machine kind of take it. There we go. All right, so our pregame picks presented by Nuke's Eatery, one of the best eateries in town. If you want a good sandwich, heck, even get you a pizza, a nice iced tea, or you gotta love those Rice Krispie treat brownies.
Manny,
Nuke's Eatery.
Tonight for Nukes would be a great night because yesterday too. It's nice and cold and drizzly. Nuke's Eatery has some pretty good chili, some good soups too. So
I love it, man.
They got plenty of good stuff there. Go check it out.
Yeah. So as we get into our picks tonight, Trammell.
Yeah, we're a little bit split up from across the office. What
I know.
do you say? We're 3-4. Yantis, Tracy, Bellini, who's at the game.
Yep.
And yours truly, Manny. I'm on the dark side tonight. Go Warbirds. On the other hand, Sonia, yourself, and Ryan Chadwick, they all picked the Bobcats. So what do you think?
Well, I mean, I'll tell you this, Trammell. I am, although I got my broadcasting start in Abilene, there will always be a place in my heart for the Abilene High Eagles and the kids on the north side there in Shelton, on Shelton Street, forever. Covered them when they won a state championship back in 2009. The Herschel Sims, Ronell Sims of the world, those particular guys. But, as the Concho Valley is my home, Trammell, so I can't bail on the Bobcats. Certainly in a big game like this. This is a rivalry game, my man. Got to stick with the Bobcats tonight. And I think, Abilene High went toe-to-toe with Midland Legacy earlier this season. They almost beat them. And, and although Midland Legacy just dump trucked Central last week, I think because it's such a storied rivalry between the two, I think this one is going to go in favor of the Bobcats. You seem
very confident about this, man. You seem extremely confident. How confident are you about this?
Trammell, I'm very confident.
You want to put it on the line?
You know what? Well, let's. I see that you're getting to the friendly wager here.
I am. So, Manny, I know that you love the Bobcats and you love repping the Bobcats all the time. You got the stickers and for all the Concho Valley teams. I'm not a Concho Valley boy, so I have this joy is whenever I get to pick other teams like Abilene when they played them, Legacy when they played them. I don't always go for the Bobcats. Sometimes I do, but I don't always. Tonight is not one of those nights, but you seem a little bit extra confident. So I'm going to challenge you tonight.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
Winner takes all. Okay, if the Bobcats win tonight,
no,
I'll do whatever you want. But if the Bobcats lose tonight, you got to rock tomorrow night during the COVER1 show. The Abilene High Eagles. It's a rivalry game.
Yep.
Remember, Abilene High Eagles jersey during the coverage all night tomorrow night.
I'll take it, Trammell.
You'll have to find out something if they lose.
Yeah, in fact, we're gonna have to have you rock an old Cristobal jersey for that matter.
Oh, okay.
I know because you yourself, Trammell, been dogging on Cristobal.
Yeah, I'm not a Cristobal fan. I'm a big El Dorado Eagle, so that'll be an even trade right there. If you win, I'll wear a Cristobal jersey. If I win, you wear this beautiful championship black and gold jersey. Deal. That is the wager for tonight. We will revisit this tonight, Trammell. We'll see what happens. And guys, keep us honest. We'll see what happens. Hey, and guys, don't forget this beautiful jersey right here. It looks even better right here because we're at the Angelo Bolt desk. Shout out to Angelo Bolt. You need any kind of nut bolt, anything you need. That's a perfect time for that because that's what we do over here at the Trammell desk.
Show them the bolt, Trammell.
Yeah, we have funly wagers, and we have fun, and we have big props. I mean,
Look
big
at that.
props for the big props.
You're
know,
getting
we
a
have big
workout
bets,
right now,
We
Trammell.
have big bets, and we have big props. Big props, big bets. That's exactly what I like to do here at the Angelo Bolt desk. Remember, go check out Angelo Bolt. If you need any kind of hardware like that, Angelo Bolt, that's your place. Go check them out.
Yepers. Trammell, hand me that jersey. Pass me that jersey.
All right.
Pass me the jersey. Toss me one, son. Okay, so this is what's on the line tonight. This is a throwback Abilene High jersey, as you can see right here. If Trammell wins tonight, because he's running with the Eagles, the Warbirds tonight, I like the Bobcats to win this one. If the Cats manage to win on this one, of course, I'm going to give something to Trammell for him to wear tomorrow night. But, well, if the Warbirds win, then I got to rock this jersey tomorrow night.
Well,
I'm hoping I don't have to do that because the San Angelo faithful will eat me alive for that, Trammell.
Man, we got tons of experts here about high school football, but really, like the main squad, that is working on all the sports stuff constantly is me, you, James. And I guess I'll throw Chadwick in there because he's our connoisseur, right? But if you look at that split, it's you and Ryan versus me and James.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I think I'll take our odds.
Okay.
But first,
Alrighty.
I'm going to show you why.
Okay. Get
Are
to
you
it,
ready?
Trammell. Let's
Let's check it out.
ready to get to a highlight here.
Let's do it.
Alrighty. Let's see.
All right, so this is the very next play after the kickoff, after the Central touchdown. They got this man over there. His name's DeKing Thomas. He's the king, and here's the reason why. Here it is. Make him go all the way. Take him, make him miss. Shuffle face mask, basically. Cuts back. 75-yard touchdown to the cribbo. Manny, what do you think?
Yeah. Run it back. Let's show these folks what DeKing Thomas is all about. In fact, last week, Trammell, this cat had 199 yards rushing on 16 carries, 3 touchdowns. In the win against Midland, Trammell, in just the second half alone, Abilene High ran 24 plays. Of those plays, 23 were rushing.
Yikes.
So
they only ran 23 plays?
Yeah, 24 plays were rushing of the running persuasion there. So yeah, that's just says what they're about there.
Look at
what
that
they like to
stop
do.
right there. I mean, let's see when he the handoff. Okay, look at that offensive line pushing everybody out. But it's this right here, this breakaway. Just stop. Oh, make him miss, and then cut back in to the crib.
That's making that look way too easy. And yeah, DeKing Thomas, that kid is the real deal. Love watch. Let's take a look at this touchdown run one more time. What was that? 75 yards, Trammell?
Yep, 75 yards.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of been the name of the game for the Bobcats. I mean, last week against Midland Legacy, I mean, we saw who was it? Mykailyn Young
Tear it apart.
Yeah, he had 3 touchdowns last night. So let's come back to the desk here for. All right, enough of that. Hopefully the Bobcats have a little something left in the tank. Hopefully they can get in this one tonight defensively because these guys, they need a win like that. Certainly as they head into the postseason, they're looking to snap a 2-game losing streak. First it started against Odessa Permian, now against Midland Legacy. This district season has been very weird for these guys. Had Friendship not played an ineligible player.
Who knows if Central would even?
Yeah, who knows
playoffs.
if Central would even be in the postseason?
Yeah.
So it's very different to even picture Central without not in the playoffs. But that almost happened. Of course, we're not in the almost or the what ifs. We're playing in the real life of reality, and they are headed to the postseason. Of course, let's before Trammell, do we have a highlight to go to before we go to the angle?
Yeah, before we go to the angle, let's just check this out real quick. Unfortunately, the Central Bobcats, they did get the ball. They marched it a little bit. They got it to about the 50-yard line, and then this happened. Tyler Hill checking the play at the line of scrimmage. He's got 3 receivers up at the top, and he's just keeping his back there. Let's see what happens. Takes it back. Tries to hit the hitch right there. Linebacker jumps it.
Oh.
Interception, Warbirds.
So he's looking for he's looking for Bobby Boucher, Sammy Navarrete right there.
Yeah, he comes and just sets down right here, tries to hit a little hitch pattern, but I don't know if that's a safety or a linebacker, but he read it all the way.
The defense was just reading Tyler Hill like a book. Insanely predictable with that. My goodness.
Yep. If you look at this guy. He's right here. It's the size safety right here. This is manned up the whole entire way. He stops, then he sets his feet, backpedals, and breaks on the ball. Perfectly played. Interception by the Bobcats. Abilene High takes over.
I can't imagine that Kevin Crane is happy about that, just because it's kind of a gimme to the defense at that point. It's Tyler Hill looking directly at that guy. Really, it looked like he was going to make that play from the very beginning, from the snap, from the very get-go. So, yeah, that's incredibly predictable in what they were trying to do right there. Meanwhile, all right, so let's kind of dial this one up here, folks, because this kind of just says a lot of where the Bobcats are headed, or what the Bobcats are looking, what things are looking like heading for the Bobcats into next week in this point. So this one, let's see. Okay, tell you what, we'll come back to the desk here. I'm not sure what's going on there. All right, and nonetheless, we'll get to that here in just a few moments.
In the meantime, Manny, you want to go to a highlight?
Yeah, let's go to a highlight here.
All right, let me pull it up here.
You pull that thing up there. We'll do this. All right, Trammell.
So it's third down for the Bobcats down here. Abilene High has the football on the 15-yard line. They only need 1 yard, but if Bobcats can get the stop, this could be the stop that they need. Let's see what happens. It's going to be a QB sneak right up the gut. He's going to get more than one. He's actually going to get all the way to about the 9-yard line. First down and goal for the Warbirds.
Wow, okay. So
look at him push through there.
So the Warbirds are pretty much taking what Central is giving them. They got great field.
You got to make
taking
sure
advantage
someone
of great
puts
field
that,
percentage there.
It's the quarterback, man. You gotta at least put a helmet on him or a hand or something. It's a QB sneak. You can't go QB sneak for 6 yards.
Alrighty, so the Bobcats defense they're getting pinned deep once again. We'll see how this drive shakes out for them. We'll come back as that develops here in the next few moments. All right, highlights tonight presented by Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. We'll show you a little bit more of how this thing develops. In the meantime, let's get to our angle of the night. And this one is kind of just telling of what the Bobcats, what's kind of going on with these guys right now. So district standings heading into this week, obviously Midland Legacy at the top. There's Abilene High, number 2, Odessa Permian. Abilene High beats Central tonight. They keep their name in the hat for the District 2-6A, the Little Southwest Conference title. Permian could get the dub tomorrow night, help out Abilene. Well, it's a 3-way tie, a logjam there. The postseason is already set, so Central's getting that 4th and final spot. In fact, we'll discuss here in a few moments how this works out for Central heading into the postseason next week. Then it's Midland, Friendship, Odessa. Trammell, I know we've talked about over the last few years of like how things work out for Central, or how things are supposed to be for the Bobcats in West Texas teams in the postseason, and you're not supposed to lose to El Paso teams.
No,
it's almost like a bad omen there.
Yeah, I mean, and that doesn't even just matter for Central. I was in the Lubbock area, and that was the first place we would have to go. We would have to play the teams like Clint, the Mountain View, those kind of schools that Lakeview plays now. And those schools over there, they're notoriously bad. So even if you don't have such a good team, you should still go over there and beat those teams. So that gives you hope as a Bobcat fan that maybe we can go to week 2.
All right. So, hey, speaking of big plays, speaking of something happening, Trammell, do we have anything to go to back
yes,
at Shotwell Stadium?
Yeah, Manny, we do. So just one play after the big quarterback sneak by A.B. Ramirez. What does he do? Gives it to his playmaker, to King Thomas.
The King!
Bounces it to the outside and jumps in the end zone.
Touchdown number 2 on the night for him?
Touchdown number 2.
My goodness.
That's 21-7.
21-7 already. You set the over-under at 62.5.
62.5, yeah. We could get there, but the Bobcats are going to have to score a little bit more.
Wow. Okay. Man, oh man. When we thought early that the Bobcats would be able to. This is just in the first quarter. Am I right, Trammell?
Yeah, I think it's still in the first quarter. Let's see.
Probably winding down at this point.
About 2 minutes left.
Okay. Alrighty. Let's come back to the desk. Highlights presented by Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Man. All right. So it is 21-7. Actually, I think, I think we may be coming up on something big here, Trammell. What do you say?
I think so. But first, let's check out this next kickoff. This is what's kind of going to set up this thing. Not going to spoil it too soon, but here's a good kickoff by the Bobcats. Catches it about the 15-yard line, goes to the right, finds the lane, cuts, gets all the way to about the 40-yard line, Manny. Pretty good kickoff.
Okay, so that's not too bad. That's not too bad. In fact, we can stick around for the next play right here. Trammell, I'll let you take it away on this one right here.
Go for it. So he hands it off, and guess who he hands it to? Samuel Navarrete. That's going to be the second score of the night for the Bobcats, and that's a big touchdown, which you know they always like to have those long touchdowns. Samuel Navarrete, handing the ball, been doing it all year long. Finds his just gets right
just
behind
straight
his
up
blocker.
the gut?
Yeah, gets right behind his blocker out of the backfield.
So there's still life in the Bobcats tonight. How about that? I love this. And, you know, Samuel Navarrete's family, good friends of theirs on the social media and just overall, and they have high hopes for him. So proud of this kid. He was held out just a few weeks ago with a concussion protocol. It looks like he's finally back up to speed here, Trammell.
Yeah, man, if you look, it's this offensive line and really the fullback who comes out of the backfield who really make this play.
Darius Floyd.
Yeah, so you see that big guy right
Boom,
there. He
right
sets
there.
that edge.
Right there.
And then boom, sets the other edge. I mean, look at that lineman right there. He's at least 300 pounds. Crab walking out there trying to get a hand on him. Gets just enough of a hand on him to make him hit the other guy to the races. Bobcats score a touchdown.
Yeah, you got to love what Darius Floyd, how he kind of set the tone in that one. Good stuff there as it's now 21-14, Abilene High, San Angelo Central. Okie doke. So, Trammell, the Bobcats are back in the game, so to speak. Good times there at the historic Shotwell. I think Trammell, if the Bobcats, if they can stay within, what do you think? If they can stay within maybe 2 touchdowns, 2 scores heading into the fourth quarter?
2 going into the fourth.
2 going.
Then you're getting a little.
It's possible.
Yeah,
we'll say it's possible. It's not. It's
Let's
not a
say
for sure
just
thing.
a touch. Let's say if they're down a touchdown in the fourth.
Okay, so
maybe you won't have to wear that jersey. We'll see.
Oh boy! All right, so so we'll kind of see how this one develops here. Man, so it's now 21-14. San Angelo trailing Abilene in the first quarter. About 20. I think this is probably coming close to an end. The last we checked, it was about 20 seconds left.
Yeah, so about the end of the first quarter.
So if we want to talk about who the Bobcats are looking to match up with next week, well, it's perhaps El Paso Pebble Hills. Next week, we said earlier this week on Monday at Kevin Crane's press conference that it could likely be El Paso Eastlake, but, well, it's whenever we start talking playoffs and seeding and things like that, it all comes down to enrollment. And in Class 6A, just like there are in Class 6A, there's Division 1, Division 2, and it's based on enrollment. So the bigger schools in Class 6A, or District 2-6A are going to be Midland Legacy, Odessa Permian. Those are your Division 1 programs, the 2 schools there. The smaller schools in the district going to be Abilene High, San Angelo Central. The way it looks, Abilene will get the number 1 seed heading into Division 2. San Angelo Central will get the number 2 seed. So when we look at El Paso right now, it appears that El Paso Eastlake and El Paso Franklin are the Division 1 seeds heading into the postseason, while for the smaller schools, Division 2, it's going to be El Paso Eastwood and El Paso Pebble Hills. So who is San Angelo Central looking to face next week? Well, it likely points to El Paso Pebble Hills. Next week, they would have to go to El Paso. Now, this is kind of pending on what happens, I think, El Paso Pebble Hills and El Paso Americas. But right now, the way it's looking, El Paso Pebble Hills is a team that the Central shares a common opponent with Pebble Hills, and that's Odessa Permian. And Permian, they kind of had, I wouldn't say they had their way. It was week 1. I know that's many moons ago, but, it wasn't a team that Permian, it was a cakewalk for them. Trammell?
Yeah, so you're going to have to go to El Paso no matter what, right? So, and if you're going to go out there, you're going to play one of those teams, and it's going to be very similar to the game they've already played because most of those teams are very similar. So, I think they'll be fine. I honestly think that the Bobcats are going to they're going to have to play a good team because this is the team that's going to be the best small school in the district, and that team may be the best team in the district. So we'll see how it goes. Isn't Pebble Hills 8-1?
Yeah, they have a pretty good
so I think they're 8-1. So it's going to be hairy, but I think Bobcats have a chance.
Yeah, right now Pebble Hills, they are 3rd in the district, but I believe that they are the number 1 seed heading in the Division 1, or I'm sorry, the Division 2. With that, they're currently 6-3 on the season.
6-3. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean,
they're beatable.
Yeah, I mean, they lost to Permian 26-15, and they were leading Mojo at one point during that game. So, like I said, it was not a cakewalk by any stretch of the imagination with them against Permian in week 1. Tomorrow night, Pebble Hills will take on El Paso Franklin there in El Paso. Franklin is 7-2, and they are the likely number 2 seed of Division 1. We'll get into that in just a few moments. In the meantime,
you want to know what the good thing about all this is, Manny, is the El Paso teams, they play early enough so by the time we're live tomorrow night, we'll know all that stuff.
Yeah.
So y'all come back and we'll definitely show y'all and tell y'all everything y'all need to know about what's going on in the playoffs. But first, in the meantime, we got a 3rd down for the Abilene High Eagles. Let's see if the Bobcats can make a stop. 3 receivers up at the top. He just fakes the handoff, rolls out to the right.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Escapes the sack and finds a man. Going to get the first down. Abilene High on the 42-yard line.
Goodness. Okay.
But if you look at it, Manny, it looks like at least the Bobcats, one of the things they have had trouble all year long is that interior pressure. It looks like at least they're pressuring a little bit, right?
They're getting something there. I think that's kudos to them. If we look at it with a glass half full, yeah, that's somewhat of a win.
Then if you look in the secondary right here, after he gets the pass off, we have one player block 2 Bobcats, but they ended up trip him up, so they're ball at the 42-yard line.
All right, so it's good, not great,
but hey, at least they had a 3rd and long. Maybe they can get another one.
We will certainly take that. All right, so
update from the game. It looks like number 14 for the Bobcats.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like he went down. So
okay, so it's still 21-14 heading into the second. Or right now we are in the second quarter.
Right now that was the start. That was like the third play of the 3rd play of the second quarter.
Okay, so we'll kind of see how this develops. Abilene High with the rock right now. All right, so how this kind of figures out the playoff equation figures for Midland Legacy Odessa Permian. Well, the way it looks, it's shaking out is Legacy likely to face El Paso Eastlake in the opening round of the postseason. Permian could likely face El Paso Franklin in the opening round there. Based on, I think probably Legacy would for sure get the home game there at Grande Communication Stadium. Perhaps I think it becomes either a flip or something of some sort with Permian and Franklin if Mojo ends up going out to El Paso or not. So we'll see what happens in that. As for likely opponents down the stretch into the postseason, second round for Midland Legacy, perhaps South Lake Carroll. Last year we saw them face off against. It was Euless Trinity in the second round. It was just a slobber knocker of a game.
Either one of those, Manny. That's tough.
Yeah, I mean, it's South Lake is. I mean, although they did lose Quinn Ewers this off season, he's now at The Ohio State. Graduated early, so he can collect some cash. Taking advantage of that, and why not?
Yeah.
But. South Lake with Quinn Ewers, they were likely to get back to the state championship. Now it's possible. This is if Legacy does face South Lake Carroll, that's a possible upset. That we could see heading down the stretch of that one. So We'll get into a few more playoff matchups, potential playoff matchups. In the meantime, let's get back to Shotwell Stadium, San Angelo Central, Abilene High. Looks like the Warbirds continuing this drive with the rock. Trammell, what do we got?
It's third down again, so another third down for the Bobcats. Can they get off the field is the question we've been asking all night long. This time a pitch to King Thomas. Going to find some blockers. Going to get all the way to about the 30-yard line. Didn't get the stop, but once again, Manny, another third down for the Abilene High Eagles. But a converted third down at that.
So that was looked like it was what, a 3rd and 2, Trammell, more or less?
Yeah, it was about 3rd and 2. If you look at that, oh man, if you look at this back coming out of the backfield, watch him hit the hole. He is hauling it in there, looking to find a body to block. Finally finds one, gets his man all the way to about 30.
So we've seen King Thomas plenty this season. That looks like Antoine Rashaw.
Oh, that was Antoine Rashaw.
Antoine Rashaw there, and man, he's doing it right, getting behind his guys.
I mean, this fullback right here is running downhill. Doesn't find anybody till the end, but walks around a little bit.
All right.
First down, Warbirds, they're driving.
So the Eagles looking to extend that lead right now, leading San Angelo Central 21-14. The Bobcats were down 21-7 at one point until, well, we saw Central, thanks to Samuel Navarrete, pick up a 50-plus yard touchdown in just a few drives back, and kind of gave the Bobcats some new life in this one. So we'll see kind of what happens, how the rest of this drive shakes out. San Angelo Central, this defense, man, they have just struggled against teams that can run the football. Last week, tell you what, it was one of those kind of weeks. McKylan Young from Midland Legacy just tore up the Bobcats defense. 25 carries, 238 yards, 3 touchdowns. It was not pretty for that Bobcats defense. So they're needing something. Whether or not they can fix that tonight, well, to be determined. In the meantime, let's go back to Shotwell Stadium as the drive continues for the Warbirds. Matt Trammell, take us away here.
So not a third down, Manny, but the first down right after the last play we just showed. Sends a man in motion. That tight end, though, just running right down the gut. Nobody sees him.
Right up the
Safeties
seam.
lose him. Touchdown, Abilene. Let's check it out one more time. They just did that as just a distraction. You see these safeties, they're looking at him, but what are they going to do? Forget about this tight end who just runs right behind everyone. Once it happens, you get beat. You can't make up with that one. So going to be a touchdown for Abilene.
All right, so, I mean, we've seen them and this is, I guess you can call Abilene High probably one of the most, aside from Midland Legacy, I mean, these guys, I think they do it right in terms of being able to be balanced with the football. I mean, they can run the football, and then they'll do that to you.
Yeah, and I think that really helps, Manny, because if you look right here, look at this safety up top. Look at his head when he fakes this. This is a play action. Look what happens when he fakes the handoff right here. He bites instantly. Oh, and when he bit, there was no recovering off that.
Oh, man.
So that just comes from them running the rock down their throat. What is that, 21-14? 28-14,
28-14. Abilene, let's give me a few more looks at that, Trammell. Man, so it's the second quarter here.
Makes him bite, just right off the seam. No help over the top. Touchdown.
Yeah, that's not necessarily what we want to see right now. But
no, that's kind of also been a trend this season for the Bobcats, is just struggle with the long ball. You know, they're great from about 3 to 7 yards, but that first initial 3 and then that long ball is just where they've been having some struggles all year long.
All righty. All right, so Abilene now leads San Angelo Central 28-14 in the second quarter of play. The Bobcats, I tell you what, they're not the fight from them. If they can figure out something defensively, we'd like to see a turnover. That's a given. Love to see a turnover, but if they can just manage to get off the field on third down, if they can force a fourth down, a punt, if you will, they're going to be sitting pretty in this one here. At least it gives them an opportunity, Trammell.
Yeah, because they're already down one turnover, they're going to have to get one. But, man, just being third and long twice in that drive, to give it up like that is really, really tough, because both of those third downs and the one we saw last drive on that quarterback sneak, they've all been runs. So when it's like, oh, it's first down and 10, oh, what are they going to do? They're going to run the ball. So then you bite on a play action and he beats you deep. Really tough, but it's 28-14, Manny, and not plenty of time in the first half. But remember, we said if they can just keep in that 14 gap, they have a chance.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right about that, Trammell. And we'll kind of see what happens with these guys down the stretch there. So, all right. So 28-14, San Angelo Central trailing Abilene High here in the second quarter of play. Bobcats now with the rock.
I have a update from Shotwell Stadium, Manny. Just not video, but just a update. Ben Imler,
the backup QB.
Ben Imler is now quarterback for the Bobcats.
Okay.
So we can go to the video.
What do you suppose? Before we go to that, why do you? I mean, we haven't seen anything that might allude to Tyler Hill being hurt.
I'm not sure. We saw the interception.
Okay.
I'm not sure if there was anything else, but we did see the interception. I don't know.
We'll see.
Guess we'll see. We'll have to just stay tuned. Maybe he'll come back in. But here is that third down play from Ben Imler. It's third down. Can he get off the field? Second string quarterback throws just a comeback off the other shoulder. I don't know if he got enough. Let's see where he marks him. I don't know, man. You think he got enough right there?
In fact, we'll take down the graphic there so we can see it one more time. Looking for Jacob English. He may have gotten it. They're spotting him at about the 39-yard line.
Oh,
between
so
somewhere between the 30.
Wait, is he marked at the 39? It's like about the 36 to me. It's like marked about the 36, so looks like it's not going to be a
little short. So, run it back, Trammell. So third down. I mean, do you go for it here? What do you do?
No, you're still a little far back there. You're not close to the 50. You can't risk it if your second string quarterback's in, especially.
Okay, so it looks like they're kind of marking him at about the 37. Before that's. Yeah, about the 37 more or less.
Look at see what that next play is.
Okay, let's see. So the Bobcats kind of seeing what these guys are about right now. Let's see. All right. Oh, did I get the right one here?
We talking big play by 11?
Okay,
no,
let's.
I guess they punted the ball.
Yeah, let's come back to the desk here, Trammell. We'll come back to this one here. So we'll run back to Shotwell Stadium and see what's kind of going on with that. In the meantime, so it looks like they did punt the football in there.
It looks like they did punt the football. Abilene has the ball at about the 33-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
First and 10. We can check it out first.
Okay, so let's see what's going on with there. So
all right, so we got a little. Let's break it down first before we push start, Manny. We got a little funky formation. If you want to go ahead and move that graphic once again, just so they can see at home, we have 3 down linemen here. We got the other 4 over here. We got 1 up back, 1 in the back, and 2 right here. We're not sure how this is going to run, but we'll see what happens. Manny, have you ever seen this?
That's a strange formation. That looks like the what is it? The
we used to run this in high school. We used to call this the armadillo.
Okay.
So sometimes there's plenty of things you can do off of it, but one of these things is just a little screen pass, and you have blockers out there, and you're going to get about all the way to about the 48-yard line. So that was a pretty good pickup. Got about 14 off of it.
Usually you see that type of formation on two-point conversion tries, two-point tries.
Yes, a lot of times. You don't really see it out here in the open field, but it's an automatic 2 yards every play. So imagine what it can do. Maybe this may be the next wave of football.
Yeah, but what's interesting is they ran that play on a first down.
Yeah, so out of here, if he wanted to, he could throw that football. So as long as he's behind the quarterback, so right here, if he wanted to, he could pop back and he could catch this ball and actually throw it. So this is a pretty dangerous formation to have.
Okay, so
but they took it all the way to about the 48-yard line, so they're driving. We'll see what happens. Y'all stay tuned.
All right, so the Bobcats, Abilene High is kind of throwing some wrinkles in the mix in this one tonight. Certainly on first down play. And that's kind of where we're at right now. So it is Abilene High once again driving here in the second quarter. They lead San Angelo Central 28-14. And it's this Bobcat defense that cannot get off the field to save its life right now. Trammell, do we want to go back out to Shotwell Stadium here?
Yep, let's do it. And then if you don't mind, pull me up the next one after this.
Okay.
It should
It'll be the very next play, correct?
All right, yeah. So this one's the juke jive, and it should be after the juke jive.
Okay, I got you.
All right, perfect. So here it is. Well, I called it the juke jive. That's because that's what Bellini's calling it. Here's that second string running back again, Manny. And this time he's going to pop it out and just make these guys run around in circles before he finds an opening and get it all the way to the 40-yard line. Manny, let's check that out once again. He was supposed to run it left, bounced it right, ran in a circle, had all these people around, goes all the way around, and gets probably a first down. But the Bobcats, they prevailed. Let's check this one out, Manny. So this is the next play.
So we were talking about they needed a fumble.
Yeah, they tried to hand it off, and what happens? Fumble on the handoff. Bobcats pick it up. That's going to be a
all right, so we get to the next play
Bobcat
here,
turnover.
Trammell.
Yeah.
So here, right off the turnover here, the Bobcats recovering on that fumble. Well, this not too shabby here.
So this is Tyler Hill back in it? No, this is Ben Imler.
Ben
correct?
Imler finding his man. Oh, goodness.
What a long play there.
All right, Trammell, let's
Here, I got you. I got it pulled up right here.
Okay, let's see. We'll come back to that. Let's take another look at that, Trammell.
Dude, so this is Ben Imler in here. Remember, this is a second-string quarterback just throwing a dart to the left, to the top of the field, and it gets all the way to the 25-yard line. Manny, that is a bomb. Look at that. He put it on a rope, too.
That's a grown man throw right there. Back shoulder throw. Yeah, he doesn't look like a guy that's coming off the bench.
No, he sets his feet, stays calm under there, and just look at this corner. Just gets twisted up by this ball, thinks it's coming on one side, gets turned around, and boom, what a perfect ball by the second-string quarterback. He's rolling, and Bobcats are too.
Wow, what a play there. Do we want to take – so I gathered that there's a few more plays here. We want to take another look at take a look at a few more.
Let's go for it.
All right, so I'll cue you up here, Trammell. What do we got? We got the Bobcats with the rock here.
Not sure why we're on this side of the field now, but I guess came back. Imler got sacked on that play. So did we? Was there a flag or something on that last play?
Appears to be something of that nature.
So they had to come back. That's fine. Ben Imler tries to roll out, but he is sacked. Dang, man.
All right, next play here.
This is fourth down now, so they're starting to go for it, but it's just not going to happen. He tries to go out there.
This is third down. Looks like third and long here.
Oh, this is the third and long. It's just
so the Bobcats. I mean, they're trying to get something going. Unfortunately, just cannot. Ben Imler. I mean, he's connecting with his receivers. Just the play itself. It's a head scratcher right there. Of what what they're trying to do.
Yeah, I think that was third down. So another fourth down for the Bobcats. They're going to have to punt. Can the defense make a stop? There's only 3:49 left in the first half.
Okay, all right, Trammell. Let's come back to you. Let's go back to you here.
That's fine. Hey, do we know is Chadwick at the game?
Chadwick is at the game tonight.
Perfect. We'll have, you guys stay tuned. For Chadwick, he'll be at halftime. We'll get him and his analysis. He's there, so he knows the Bobcats, so he's going to know exactly what they're doing wrong, how to fix it. I don't think it's going to be a hard fix. I think they're going to have to tighten up a little bit on defense. They got the fumble, Manny, but they did not convert. They almost did not. Not sure what happened on that long bomb. We're going to have to find out about exactly what happened. Maybe it was a flag or something, but we'll have to find out.
Yeah, here's what happened on that, Trammell. So there was a holding call that was brought back. It was on the Bobcats holding, and that could have put them in some serious business on that drive there. But the penalty brought it back, created at that point a very third and long situation. And then as we saw, just unable to really do much from there. So it's things aren't working out for the Bob. I mean, we had a huge play derailed by a penalty. Bobcats, I mean, they just can't get out of their way tonight. Certainly the defense, and then you pile that on with some penalties there.
Well, they can't get out of their way, and they can't get in the way of somebody. He's back, Manny. They've been running the second string, but he is back. King Thomas, give it to him at the 50-yard line. Let him bounce it to the outside, and you ain't never going to touch him.
Touchdown Warbirds.
Let's take a look at it one more time. Just bounce it, find your blockers, and then just a little bit of space is all that kid needs. And he's going to go get him a touchdown.
So that makes it, what, 35?
35-14, Manny.
So we said that the Bobcats, Monster Minnows, they needed to be within at least 2 scores.
Yeah, they're going to have to go score on this next drive. Do they get the ball first?
We will have to wait and see what happens with that. We can get with Chadwick as to who received the ball first in that. But man, so this is now, I mean, it's
starting to be a blowout.
Yeah, hopefully that there's still some fight left. So that lead now increases 35-14. Yikes, Trammell. Seeing King Thomas getting started, what's going through your mind right now?
I'm thinking about how nice you look in that jersey tomorrow, Manny. I'm telling you, these Warbirds, they came to play, which they have been doing every night of every week of district. They've been putting on everybody. I mean, they barely lost to Midland Legacy, and we saw what happened. That was against Central. So it's not impossible because they have been hanging in there, but just those little bitty things are messing with the Bobcats, and they're going to have to fix them at halftime. They're going to have to tighten up on defense. They're going to have to do the Angelo bolt, and they're going to have to bolt down on defense because they got to stop King Thomas because every time he touches the ball, it's a touchdown.
Yeah, 3 touchdowns right now for King Thomas.
Oh, my gosh. Eat them up.
I can't imagine how many yards he already has on the night, but 3 touchdowns so far. We saw a 41-yard touchdown just a few moments ago from him. We saw, a 75-yarder earlier in the first quarter?
Yeah, 75-yarder in the second quarter. Another update from Shotwell. Bellini says that Imler is still in at quarterback. So what do you think, Manny? Are they just resting him because they know this is out of order, or do you think that maybe they're trying to get a look because maybe they might have someone else in mind?
Well, your guess is about as good as mine when it comes to that.
What classification is he?
Let's see. I believe Ben Imler, he is I want to say he is a senior, if I'm not mistaken.
Maybe they're letting him play last game of the season, maybe. I'm not sure. The game's almost out of order, so they're going to have to change up something pretty quick.
I mean, and of course, if you ask head coach Kevin Crane about that, I mean, he plays things as close to the vest. He's very much like a Bill Belichick kind of guy.
Yeah, he's not going to tell you much, but I mean, he does sticks by Tyler Hill because he has all year. We saw that Ben Imler could play earlier in the year, and he let Tyler Hill rock with it. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, Ben Imler, he is a junior this year, so he's the same class as Tyler Hill. So I mean, push comes to shove. I mean, they get an extra look at him tonight. Perhaps El Paso Pebble Hills gets another look at a Central quarterback heading into the postseason. I mean, we talked about it earlier this season, Trammell. I mean, this guy, Ben Imler, I thought I think he has his delivery maybe just a tad bit better than that of Tyler Hill. But Tyler Hill, that guy, incredibly athletic. And this guy can just run, cut on a dime, and he's 88 out the gate. But
don't you think that they had a better football team last year? And I think one of the reasons why I think that is because they had that star receiver in Tyler Hill. That kid is a beast at receiver. I think, if he goes and plays college ball, I'm not saying he doesn't have a chance to play quarterback because he can if he chooses to do that. But if you want to be real, he's probably a better receiver than he is a quarterback, in my opinion.
Tyler Hill?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I think that's a good assessment of what he's about.
And especially because he has that quarterback knowledge, so he can, take that in and use it against the defense in his receiver ways.
Right. And one thing's for sure, I mean, his ability to just make things happen, he's very much like Malachi Brown. And Malachi Brown bought himself a lot of time. I mean, in terms of his running ability, that's who he's similar to.
Yeah.
So
Right, but if you throw Ben Emler back there, that just gives him. If you throw Tyler Hill a receiver, I think, in my opinion, that would have just gave them one more receiver to look at throughout the year instead of having to single in on certain guys who maybe couldn't carry the load all by themselves. But if you put a second-year receiver like Tyler Hill in there, maybe they, I don't know, maybe their offense just could have been a little faster. It looks like Ben Emler can throw the ball, and I got an example of it right now. They're third down, no time left, but they're still pushing it. You want to take a look at it?
yeah, let's certainly take a look at that. Let's 1 second. Let me dial that up there, and let's get back to it.
All right, so Ben Emler, he's in the backfield, got doubles. We'll see what he does with it. Finds the man on the outside on a little dig route. Oh, it's a little comeback, excuse me. But he makes one miss, gets tackled about the 40-yard line. So look at that, a nice play. He threw it a little high on this one. Just put a little too much power in there. But look at the poise back there, standing back in the pocket, finding the right man. He was wide open on that one. Got the cutout. This kid's last name is Rice, I believe.
Yeah, Kevon Rice.
Yeah, so makes him miss, cuts to the outside.
He did. He's kind of come into his own this season, or certainly down the stretch. And he's kind of just made things. He's made a name for himself. Certainly against, I believe it was against Permian, where he had a really, really standout game at that point. Let's keep on taking a look at one last look at that, Trammell.
Yeah, so here it is. I mean, just find the man. Look how poised he is back there. There's not a lot of pressure, and that's what that central offensive line can give you, is not a lot of pressure, because it's a pretty big, solid offensive line.
Yeah, certainly with that. All right, so Trammell, what do you think the Bobcats do in this drive?
Here, come back to me really quick, Manny.
All righty, so we'll come back to you. There we are. All right.
We're gonna find out, because this thing is rolling fast. We're getting a lot of stuff here, so this is gonna be on the next series.
All right, go back to Shotwell Stadium here.
So this has been Emler again. He's gonna find his guy again.
Jacob English.
There it is.
Is that a conversion for a first down?
Going to get it all the way back to the
that was on first down.
That was first down. Yes, it gets him to about the 45-yard line. So they're moving the football, Manny, as much as they can, and they're looking to throw it. Remember, things are winding down here.
All right, so we'll kind of see how that one plays out. The rest of this drive, Trammell, I think, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Find these short intermediate passes. Don't risk it too much with this. Of course, we'll see how the Bobcats can make things happen. One last look at this. Jacob English there on the reception. All right, so your highlight tonight presented by Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Trammell, so we're seeing the Bobcats, we're seeing how this one develops.
They're trying to score here, Manny. They're pushing
trying
it down.
Some different things
Emler
right
is playing
now.
good, man. He's throwing he's being confident, throwing it down the field, finding open men.
So let's go back to Shotwell Stadium, because
let's see if they can keep it going. See if he can find somebody else. Remember the last play we saw? Just a little hitch route up here to the top. This time, it looks like he's looking for it deep. Throws the bomb, but underthrows just a little bit. That's going to be an interception by the Abilene High Eagles. Got the tackle immediately, but turnover by the Bobcats.
Now, if we look at that, Trammell, how many guys are in coverage for the Eagles at this point?
Well, it looks like they're only sending 5, but
There's
he really
3.
threw it into about triple coverage up at the top.
Run it back just a touch on that. So when you see the actual when the ball's coming down, there's about 3 guys in the vicinity there.
Yeah, so we got almost 4, Manny. And he really underthrew it. Maybe if he had a little more arm on the end of it, but either way,
it wasn't. I can't imagine that's what Kevin Crane was looking for.
And no, because you still had a little bit of time. At this point, I think there was about 1 minute and 11 seconds left in the game.
Yeah, so that was a second down. I'm not sure that they were I don't think they were wanting to risk it that much.
But he chunked it.
Yeah.
Shot.
Man,
take a shot when it came.
You certainly got to take your shot there. All right, so we'll come back to the desk here as we both kind of look on with this game. Man, this is 35-14. San Angelo Central trails the Abilene High Eagles. We are late into the second quarter. This half is about to wrap up. And, the Bobcats, they can't get out of their own way when it comes to turnovers. They can't seem to get out of their own way defensively, and they can't really stop Abilene High. It's DeKing Thomas has 3 rushing touchdowns so far. We've seen him from 70-plus yards, seen him from 40-plus yards. I mean, this guy's a machine. And, I mean, this is a cat that went toe-to-toe with McKylan Young when Abilene High welcomed Midland Legacy to town. So,
yeah. Not even went toe-to-toe, man. I think he honestly was playing a better game in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, he was doing really well. And both of those guys, they had, I believe it was McKylan Young had 5 touchdowns. DeKing Thomas had 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So those 2 guys, I mean, it was a barn burner of a game.
I mean, you think about it, if McKylan Young's not in this district, King Thomas is definitely the MVP by far.
Yeah.
You know? and that's what really sucks is he's having such a good season and it just gets overshadowed by someone who's having an incredible season. But I guess that's how it all works in Friday Night Action.
Right. All right. So let's go back to Shotwell Stadium. Looks like we have an update in the action here. The Warbirds now with the rock.
Only about a minute left here, Manny. And what do we need? That's a turnover. We almost get it. He fumbles, but he picks it back up. But huge loss by the Warbirds. They have the ball at about 19. They started it at about the 29. So huge loss by the Eagles.
So he just flat out dropped it.
Yeah, I think he was trying to switch arms. I think he grabbed it and was running with his right arm, tried to switch to the left to the outside, and just ended up just dropping it.
Okay, so
true fumble.
Yeah, it was a true fumble. All right, so let's come back to the desk here. We'll kind of evaluate this here. So Trammell,
that put him in a good spot, you think? Maybe.
What down was that?
That was first down.
Okay, so first down at that point, you got to think that Abilene High would be perhaps running the football, at least trying to run out the clock here to get to halftime. You know, and Central, I mean, they really can't stop the run tonight. They haven't been able to stop the run this entire season. So we'll head back to Shotwell Stadium.
So the second down, it got all the way back to the 32-yard line from the 21 after that terrible fumble sack tackle for loss. So here's third down, though, and what do you think they're going to do? Just keep it and run with it the whole way.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, Trammell.
But, Manny, they did not get the first down. They were actually short. It's 4th and 1. Let's check it out one more time. Look, if you look at these receivers, there was no way that this was going to be a pass play. These guys were going to block all the way. Put your hands on them. Put your backs on them. Get the first down. This turns into a basketball play when you look at these guys down here. You're not even blocking them. You're blocking them out, basically. You just got to turn your body like that, and then, boom, put your body on him. At least you're going to get 5 yards on it. Didn't get the first down, though. 4th and 1. We'll be back in 1 second.
All right, so there we are. So 4th and 1. The question becomes, well, what does Abilene High do? Do they go for it? I mean, because if they certainly go for the first down, well, they can play keep away from the Bobcats.
If they punt it, maybe
If they punt it, well, Central has an opportunity to get back on the scoreboard and bring it within a 2-score lead. So
we want to see what they do.
I'll
let you know one thing.
Oh my goodness!
The punt team is not on the field.
Oh, okay. I see where you're going with this, Trammell. So it looks like the Warbirds going for it on 4th down.
Checks it. Let's see who's going to give it to. Last time it was a quarterback sneak. They got their eyes on it. I think that was like a false.
Looks like Abel Ramirez. He was checking down to something.
Yeah, I think he may have even hit a false snap on it, but just hands it off to the second-string running back, and he gets 2 yards on the play.
Just barely got it.
Just enough for the first down.
Yeah, look at the signal, behind the back signal that you'll see there from A.B. Ramirez. He knows what he's wanting to do here, reading that defense, gives him the signal. Okay. Castaneda says, all right, I got you.
Give it to him. It's just a cut back to the right. Got it.
Man. All right. So
even the fullback, look, he tells him, like, hey, get on my
butt. He's like, yeah, man.
Get right here.
I got you,
right
homie.
Behind me. Yep. And that's what he does. It's just a little counter play. That's all you need right there. First down, Eagles.
That's not DeKing Thomas. You were exactly right, Trammell. That is the backup running back. So the Warbirds converting on 4th down. Man, oh man. Central, they've got, at some point, if they want to have a chance, They've got to get themselves in position. That first down that we saw, that first down play where DeKing Thomas fumbled the ball, that Central needed to capitalize on that. I'm not saying that obviously they needed to jump on that.
Yeah, but it was
on second down,
first and 31.
Yeah, they needed to come up with a stop big time.
Dude, it was
unable to do that.
First and 31, or sorry, that was first down. So second and 31, and then the next play it's 3rd and 7.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
come on.
All
Let's
right,
go back to it.
So let's see what's in store for the Bobcats the remainder of this drive.
So second down right here for the Warbirds, just after those last chains got moved by a good first down. And this is just a pass to the backup tight end out of the backfield on a little flat route and gets another first down, gets it all the way to about on the other side of the 50, about the maybe 46.
Yep.
So, yeah, just a little flat route out there by the running back. Nobody's on him. They're in a zone right there, so nobody really here has the flat because the flat gets pushed out by this guy coming across. And once watch this. So he comes on this wheel route. When he comes on that wheel, he takes the flat, so there's the flat is wide open. When you have there's nobody there that's going to be able to make that tackle. That's going to be a first down for the Eagles.
So Antoine Rashaw, the guy out of the backfield, he's kind of the running back number 2 right behind DeKing Thomas. That's the second play that he's made that's in this drive that's made some waves for the Warbirds here because it keeps them alive. It keeps the clock, or it keeps them in possession of the football, keeps that Bobcats offense off the field.
Yeah, and he actually went out of bounds right here, so it stopped the clock so they can keep them going. So
yeah.
They're looking to score.
So if they were to score, it'd be 42-14. If they were to score, at least this is if we're playing devil's advocate here, if the Bobcats can, or if the Eagles can get a touchdown in this drive. And Trammell, I mean, the Bobcats, how bad do they need to stop right now? Tell me that.
They need one really bad, and what they really need to do is they need to focus on stopping this running back. I mean, it's not just DeKing Thomas; it's the second string running back now. It's these the quarterback's not beating you. The passes aren't beating you. Yeah, you gave up that one seam route, but that was because you're biting on the run. And I don't know how you stop it, but you got to go to halftime and figure out something.
Yeah,
Antoine bolt down on defense.
Yeah, Antoine Rashaw is just carving up that Bobcats defense along with DeKing Thomas. Go back to Shotwell Stadium. Looks like we have another big play from the Warbirds.
Yeah, you got to get some interior pressure, Manny, especially by that front seven, and that's what the Bobcats try to do here. Look, make him step up in the pocket and throw a hard throw, but secondary has a guy wide open on a dig route. It's going to be first down and probably maybe first down and goal by the Warbirds.
So, A.B. Ramirez is stepping up, making a play.
Yep, actually that's going to be out of bounds at about the 17-yard line.
Okay, all right. So, it's kind of the theme of the night. The Bobcats just absolutely cannot get out of they can't get a stop.
And this team is driving right now. And remember, they started this drive with about 1:20 left on the clock.
All right, so let's come back to the desk. We'll see how the rest of this develops. Thank you so much for joining us here. This is Cover 1 Live, a special presentation of Thursday night action right here on www.sanangelolive.com. Abilene High, San Angelo Central. Right now, the Warbirds of the north side of Abilene leading San Angelo Central 35-14 in the closing moments of the first half of play from Shotwell Stadium. And the Bobcats needing a stop, if anything, needing a turnover to just get that Abilene offense off the field.
Yeah, they need to do something before the half because if this, Manny, what did we say, 2 touchdowns? They're about to be down by maybe 4. So
yeah.
They got to change something pretty quick.
All right, so how about it? Do we have something new, Trammell? What do we got?
Let's check it out.
So let's go back to Shotwell Stadium.
So they're going to send that receiver in motion once again. It's going to bring that safety down just to set up the post. Not going to be a touchdown, but ball's on the 1-yard line, Manny. So look, if you see, it's just the same thing as that seam touchdown we saw. Send that guy in motion to get this safety moving around a little bit to get him to bite on something. It just sets up the long ball. Didn't score, but got on the 1-yard line.
Gosh. Oh, boy.
Yeah, and really, he could have hit the guy underneath, too. If you look at this tight end who's running that same post right there, he could have hit him underneath and had a blocker, and that could have been a touchdown. Either way, ball's on the 1-yard line. We'll see what they do with it.
So we'll come back to the desk. We'll see if the Bobcats, if they can get a stop turnover. They need some momentum heading into the half, because down 35-14, do not need to. So that would put them down. What is that? 4 touchdowns, Trammell?
Yeah, 4 touchdowns if they get this. So let's go to it and let's see what's up.
All right, so back to Shotwell Stadium. See how this one continues to develop for the Bobcats.
We saw it earlier, Manny. We'll see it again. Quarterback sneak right up the gut. A.B. Ramirez. It's going to make it 42-14, Manny. 42-14. Ouch.
Yeah, that's not pretty. So that's certainly going to make life very difficult. I mean, we talked, Trammell, you and I, we talked before this one, as this one was getting started, and we said that they needed to stay within they needed for sure to stay within a touchdown. They could possibly extend that to 2 touchdowns. They needed to keep pace with 4. Them. Now it's 4. I mean, I don't.
That's pretty tough.
It's an uphill climb right now for the Bobcats.
Yeah, it's more than an uphill battle, but maybe that's what they expected. Maybe that's why they wanted to get Imler some looks, or maybe this is just the reckoning point where they're maybe trying to find a new quarterback. I don't know what they're trying to do, but the defense has got to do something. This is actually going to pretty much end the half. Central got the ball with about a second left. Didn't do anything, so stay tuned, and you'll be able to hear Ryan Chadwick and hear his thoughts on it.
All right, so as we come back to the desk here, so it's 42-14. The half is officially here, Trammell?
Yep.
All right, so that's kind of where we are at this point. 42-14, San Angelo Central trailing Abilene High at the break. And this is for one, we've seen DeKing Thomas, the Abilene High star running back. I'm sure that this guy has, if there wasn't a McKylan Young in the district, pretty much all-world running back for Midland Legacy, you're looking at pretty much DeKing Thomas as your district MVP. So that's kind of how things are shaking out right now. But it's DeKing Thomas, fantastic running back. This guy can run for days, and he does not need much to get going. We saw him with three rushing touchdowns in the first half. This guy playing like a man on a mission in this game tonight. So I don't know I don't know what you do for the Bobcats at this point. I mean, you're down so much at the break, 42-14. It's an absolute uphill climb for the Bobcats as we speak. Trammell, are we efforting?
I'm trying to get Chadwick on the line here. Give me a sec.
All right. So in the meantime, we will step aside. We'll take a quick commercial break and pay some bills around here, because we'll hear a word from our sponsor in this one as we step aside for just a quick commercial break.
We know people in sales who tell their clients what they want to hear.
But at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Addresses Realtors, we're not driven by the end transaction. We want a lifelong relationship with our clients, which means sometimes we have to tell our clients what they need to hear. Our industry-leading team of real estate professionals is ready to help you find the home where you can enjoy life's biggest celebrations and smallest moments.
When you open the door to your first home or your forever home, we want to be there with you.
And while we may be a brand with international reach, we remain locally owned and committed to the San Angelo community.
Our company is built on the principles of trust, integrity, longevity, and stability.
At Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Addresses Realtors, we are honored to be your forever agents.
All right, as we come back, the Bobcats right now trailing Abilene High 42-14 at the break. there at the historic Shotwell Stadium. It has been, well, it's just been one of those nights. I mean, I don't know how to explain it. Defensively, they're getting, it's one drive after another that the Bobcats are giving up not only big plays, but they can't get off the field on third down. And they're not. It's one of these positions where it's third and short. Abilene High is converting on those, or it's Abilene High going for it on fourth down, as we saw on the last drive there, where it was 4th and 1, Trammell, give or take in that one, and they went for it and they got 2 yards. So Central defense. I mean, I don't know if there's a rah-rah speech you give them at this point.
42-14, you're going to need a heck of a rah-rah speech, Manny. You're going to need something, a battle cry. You're going to need one of those Joe High War General quotes, when you feel the goo in their belly kind of things. This is a blowout at this point. So I guess now it's just focusing on what you got to do to get better for next week, because next week's not going to be a cakewalk. It's a winnable game, but not going to be a cakewalk for sure.
Yeah, El Paso Pebble Hills, we don't know. I mean, historically they've done pretty well against Pebble Hills. I don't think they've lost to them in the history of that matchup there, but this is a different team for the Central Bobcats. I mean, these guys, the way they've played in years past, they've had different guys on that team that have been very dynamic. Certainly, the Maverick McIvers of those teams that have been able to will the Bobcats to success. And this season, I mean, it's defensively, it has just been such a difficult time for the Bobcats. Wouldn't you say, Trammell?
Yeah. It's not going to be easy. I'll tell you. I'm not going to tell you about it though. Let's let somebody else tell you about it. Somebody who probably can tell you a little bit better than me on what's going on.
What do we got? We want to bring in Ryan Chadwick here.
Ryan Chadwick, how are you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm doing all right, guys. How are y'all doing?
Well, it's 42-14, and Manny's going to have to wear an Abilene High jersey tomorrow night. So Trammell's doing all right. What about the Bobcats?
I'm honestly a little disappointed in the Bobcats' performance tonight, because it's their own mistakes and the inability to stop anything. That's why this game is so bad. Like, Bobcats had 3 turnovers in the first half and a failed 4th down conversion. Tyler Hill's no longer in the game. I didn't exactly see what happened. I don't know if he was pulled or if he's hurt. I don't know, but Ambler doesn't look too bad, but like he's already thrown a pick as well. So running game can't really get established. Like, we had that one run by Navarrete, but like other than that, not much going. Bobcats are moving the ball fairly well through the air, but it's like they're not finishing drives. So like, it's a bit of a head scratcher for me tonight, because this score should be a lot closer than it is.
Well, what do you think that, Manny kind of asked during or a while ago, right as we're kind of bringing you in, is there a raw speech you can tell these guys at this point?
Yeah, I go tell my offense, stop turning the ball over. If I'm the coach, I talk about ball security. I talk about making the correct reads. Like I'm all for Ben Emler taking that shot towards the end of the first half, but like, he's got to let it fly. He's got to put some air under it. You know what I mean? So I tell my offense to take care of the ball, and the defensive guys need to tell the Bobcats to just wrap up. Half of the plays are made, but like they don't wrap up, and so it's a broken tackle here, like a missed arm tackle there. They've had 3 sacks get away from them, and those turn into huge gains. Like, half of these big runs should have like been stopped way sooner. So like, you just tell these guys get back to their fundamentals. Like, don't let the game be bigger than the situation. You know what I mean?
Just kind of talk about for the Bobcats defense, they're not playing awful. The score, doesn't really reflect it. They've been getting a lot of third downs. How do they get off the field?
I'm telling you, Trammell, like if they would just wrap up, they're fine. Like, the quarterback Ramirez, he's been very good in the pocket. Whenever it's been third down, like he'll get away and he'll scramble out of the pocket, and that's when those big gains are happening. But yeah, it's been 3 or 4 times tonight. The Bobcats have them third and long, and they just can't get them off. So like, play, like, do your job, stay on your man, like, contain the quarterback within the pocket. Like you just, as a coach, that's all you can tell your guys at this point. Just keep playing, finish the play, finish all the way through.
Do you think it's affecting them at all that they already know that they're going to be in the playoffs, so that they know this game doesn't really matter?
I mean, after the beating that they took last week, and like let's call it what it is, like it was a straight up beating. I like, as an ex-football player myself, I wouldn't let something like that affect me. If anything, it'd motivate me more to play well in this game because I need to make up for what just happened last week, you know? So I think in the back of their minds, like it might be like, okay, well, this game doesn't really matter. Like we're already in. But like, I honestly believe that any competitor doesn't think that way, you know? So I for sure don't think these guys are going out there saying that this game doesn't matter to them. I bet you that they're pretty fired up about losing 42-14 right now.
So, Chadwick, to see, I mean, offensively, I mean, what do the Bobcats need to do to generate some buzz? I mean, we saw Sammy Navarrete kind of get going. Did they become one-dimensional in the second half, or did they even have a chance to kind of get back into this one?
They're not going to really have enough time if they just want to run the ball like over and over. Obviously, they'll run out, but you just got to tell these guys to take care of the ball. Like if they can just finish drives, get some points on the board, then I think it's possible to get back in this game. I mean, shoot, Abilene High scored 42 points in the first half. So like if we see some adjustments made by the defense, that the defense like finish their tackles, get a couple stops, and then the Bobcats on offense, if they string together a couple drives and get a couple quick touchdowns, because I mean they get the ball first coming out of the half. So if they take that bad boy down the field and score quick, then I mean anything can happen. But they do have their work cut out for them.
All right, so Chadwick, as a former Bobcat player and our Bobcat connoisseur, people have been talking this week. There's been some rumors going around that this may be the last time we see Abilene because they may be getting redistricted and they may drop down. Tell me, as someone who's not from San Angelo, the rivalry and the vibe of these two when they come and play every year on Friday night.
Like even more than Permian, because I know Permian was the big rival back in the day, like in the 80s and 90s. But like these were the guys that we wanted on the schedule. These were the guys we wanted to beat. Abilene High won a state championship and they were like runners up a couple times when I was back in high school. So like these were always the guys we wanted to go against and test ourselves against. So like I don't think that rivalry's died down at all. It's pretty chippy out here as it is, but we'll be sad to see them go if they do get redistricted, because I mean it's one of those. I think it's like a mutual respect rivalry. You know, it's just old. You know, we love playing each other, but we love beating each other more. You know, so
right on.
Chadwick. Let's talk about that. So if Abilene High gets realigned into Class 5A, Division I, joins Abilene Cooper, there's a case that can be made that's, you know, it's Friendship, San Angelo Central, and then the Middle and Odessa schools that just makes a 6-team district. Or perhaps if you draw in, I don't know, Weatherford or Del Rio to make either a 7-team or an 8-team district. I know I'm not asking to be Nostradamus. I just want your thoughts on it, your opinion. What do you think should happen if Abilene High does get moved down? Do you think another team should be brought in?
Honestly, Manny, I don't think another team should be brought in. If anything, if any of the Lubbock schools are close, or if any of the Lubbock schools move up, then like whoever moves up to 6A can join Friendship, so we can have two Lubbock-based schools. But I don't think that anywhere near the DFW needs to be in this district if it's strictly all West and North Texas.
I think there's also saying maybe Del Rio is also a rumor in there.
Yeah, that's kind of.
Oh,
that's
really?
Another...
So
that'll be pretty interesting. I don't really know how I would feel as a guy from Del Rio. Like maybe they'd be up for the challenge, but they would definitely have their hands full. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, the drive to Del Rio to Friendship is pretty far. Wolfforth is a long way from Del Rio, Texas.
Yeah, that would be crazy to even consider that there. Yeah, so I'm trying to pull that up and see if I can't even get like
Like-
the old what that looks like in the old mileage. But all right, Chadwick.
Well, Manny,
go ahead.
I was going to say, I will say, like when I was in high school, Tascosa and Emerald High were in the same district as us too. So, like it could happen.
Yep, Tascosa could move up. You never know.
Yeah, so if we look at that, so Del Rio, Texas to Wolford, Texas, 345 miles, 5 hours and 28 minutes.
You could probably drive like a quarter of across America.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Chadwick, hearing that, that's crazy even to entertain Del Rio. But the UIL's done some weird things in the past.
Right? Yeah, like who knows? Like whatever they do, I'm sure it'll be interesting. The UIL has put Central in a district that DFW for. That was dumb as well. So I guess we'll just kind of see how it goes.
Yeah. All right. So Ryan Chadwick, our Bobcat connoisseur, thank you so much for joining us here at the halftime as the Bobcats trail Abilene High 42-14. We will see you after the game, Chadwick.
All right. Sounds good, guys.
All right.
Yeah, Manny, I think that was a pretty good conversation there because I think they're actually wrapping up halftime now, so we should be getting back to some action pretty damn quick.
Definitely. And just the idea of that. Del Rio to Wolforth, that's crazy. I don't think the UIL would do that to anybody on a Friday night. I think that's crazy. For them to even entertain that. I hope they do not. I think if there's anything, even if you look at Weatherford, Texas to Wolforth, Texas, let me look that up. Pull that up on the old Google machine here. Trammell, that's 4.5 hours, 209. Let's call it 300 miles from Weatherford, Texas to Wolforth, Texas. Golly, that's insane.
Yeah, those drives are going to be long, especially, I'm from that area. That's a 6-hour drive, 5-hour, 6-hour drive to Weatherford.
So you look at it, it's 5.5 hours from Del Rio to Wolforth, 4.5 hours from Weatherford to Wolforth. That's just by driving just a regular vehicle. You talk about, being on a yellow dog or a charter bus.
These aren't yellow dogs anymore. These are 6As. They're not yellow dogs. So,
yeah.
Maybe for the young cats, though, those 7th graders, they still got to play those 6As.
Yeah, so. No, that's for sure. Trammell, I do want to take a look at probably one of the highlights of the game for the Bobcats. And it was that touchdown pass that we saw from Tyler Hill to Jacob English, and this one was a lot of fun to watch. And
you got it?
Yeah, I got it right here.
Oh, okay.
So unless you have it,
yeah.
I think I got it right here that we can switch off to. In the meantime, in fact, this is our La Esperanza play of the game nominee. In fact, Trammell, I will bring you up on that. I'll let you have the control of that. So let's take a look at this. This is one of the highlights of the first half. As we see here, Tyler Hill, the QB1 who was in the first half, just going top shelf.
Look at that.
To Jacob English.
What a pass right there. That's what the Bobcats need. Another one of those. They've only got one other touchdown, and it was a pretty long one. We'll take a look at it in a second, but here's the first one. Just a jump ball.
I'm looking for a dime. That's top of the line.
Oh, yeah, I like that. Top of the throw for sure. Go get you one. Touchdown, English.
Yep. That's your right now as that stands. That is your La Esperanza play of the game nominee. Man, oh man. All right. So with that said, yep. So good things. Well, I'm not going to say good things because it's.
You want to take a look at the other Central touchdown?
If we can, there hasn't been too much to hoot and holler about when it comes to these guys. If you want to bring up that one. Now, there was a Samuel Navarrete sighting here.
Yeah, this is also could be the La Esperanza play of the game because this is also a really nice play by the Bobcats. Something they don't have a lot of, and that's explosive plays, and that's one right there. That's a 55-yard touchdown to the house. Look at that. He's chopping. See you later. Puts the hand up, waves at him as he runs in the end zone. This was on second down, too, so just they kind of maybe knew it was a run.
And I think whenever this play happened, Trammell, we saw Darius Floyd kind of set the tone on that. You can see he's lined up to the left of Tyler
It's him
Hill.
right here, and this top right guard. As you can see, I'll stop it here when it goes.
But yeah, Darius Floyd sets the tone right there.
So right here, he's coming in. Right here, as you see him, he's going to set this linebacker, the one who's going to make the tackle, set that, and then you look, big boy right here is just looking to find anything, puts a hand on him, and just enough to make the other guy fall down. That's a touchdown.
Yep.
Beautiful play.
Yeah, one last look at it before we come to the desk. Sammy Navarrete, 40-plus yard touchdown there. That's a Esperanza play the game down the knee there. Right now it's Abilene 42, San Angelo Central 14. So not the best of nights for the Bobcats so far. Man, it's been one of those nights. In fact, if we do have a play that's probably off the charts, one of the more exciting plays of just this entire game, probably has to go to Abilene High's to King Thomas. Which, let's go ahead and take a look at that from the first half. This guy, I mean, three touchdowns in the first half.
Yeah, when he touches the ball, Manny, it's just like miracle in a bottle. Just hand it to him. You might score a touchdown every time you do it. And this is one of those examples. Brings the Bobcat all the way where he looks like he can make the stop. Oh. Literally shuts the truck down.
Ty Casey.
Starts
That's Ty Casey. Oh, man.
Touchdown.
Yeah,
the shutdown really right there, that breakdown, that chop down to the feet, and then the burst of energy right back after it. That's
look
exactly
at the
what
lead
you
block
need.
right there. I mean, that big old boy doesn't look like he misses much grocery time there.
No, and he's still catching, and he's still running over here. If you look, he's still at the bottom of the screen throughout this thing. This lineman runs all the way into the end zone. He's actually right here, Manny, at the bottom
that's
down
the
here.
Same guy who was leading the way for him.
Same lead blocker right here. Let's check it out one more time.
It may sound like I'm poking fun at him, saying that I don't think he misses much grocery time, but
yeah, but he can move it like a fridge. I'll tell you that.
If there's a guy I'm wanting to run behind, it's a guy like that.
Yep, there he is. He's running right beside him the whole time to stop, make him miss. Go to score you a touchdown.
That's I tell you one thing. That's lazy tackling when it comes to that right there. That should have been stopped. Ty Casey should have had him right there because that was a 70-plus yard touchdown there, Trammell.
Yeah, looking at the shoulders, not looking at them hips.
Mm-hmm. Hips don't lie, as Shakira once said.
I was trying to think. Was there any other big plays?
I think in terms of just explosiveness in that first half, it was those three key plays.
Here
home run
another,
plays.
Here was another one. One last one. I'll show you this one. This was that first play where this tight end, this safety bites on it. On this play action, tight end goes right up the gut, just scorched him.
Yeah, that's in fact we saw that exact same play right around that same area of the field where the Warbirds, they got down to the 1 yard line, and then A.B. Ramirez would eventually punch it in. But
yeah, it's when they send these guys on the motion, these safeties don't know how to just sit down and just continue to play the game they were playing.
Oh yeah,
because it wasn't even the guy who came; it was just a distraction look because he just goes straight out to the flat just to bring everybody off, and this guy just cuts up. Touchdown.
Yeah. You can't do that, and certainly the safety just kind of looked him off. I mean, can't do that. And that's pretty much those are pretty much the explosive plays of the first half as the Bobcats trail Abilene High 42-14. I mean, I don't know what else to say when it comes to if there's a way for the Bobcats to come back in this one. We can only pretty much hope for the best if they can at least get to make it respectable, if you will.
I mean, let's not let them hang. Like, don't let them hang 70 on you.
No.
They've already passed 35, so just don't let them get you for 70.
Yeah, cannot do that because last week it was Midland Legacy put up 60-plus last week?
Yeah.
69, almost 70 points.
If they do hang 70, at least put 35 up so the margin doesn't look as bad, right?
Yeah. I mean, the defense, I think if there's anything, I mean, offensively, the Bobcats have made their mark this season. They've had some they played good, above average, but defensively, my goodness, if there's something to address in this offseason, It's how do you stop the run?
Yeah.
You know, how do you stop big plays like that? How do you get off the field on third down?
And it's not. I don't think it's a complete personnel issue because they do have athletes on there and they do have big boys on both sides. So I don't know if it's a scheming issue or maybe an aggressiveness, like they're not aggressive enough, or something. I don't know. They gotta go down to Angelo Bolt, Manny. They gotta get tougher. They got to get the toughest, and the toughest stuff you can get, Angelo Bolt.
I like where you're headed with that. All right, let's take one last commercial break before we kind of get things started in the second half, right after this. La Esperanza Chadburn Clinic is here to serve you, providing behavioral health services, adult primary health care, along with school and employment physicals, and so much more. La Esperanza Chadburn Clinic, located at 1610 South Chadburn, offers extended hours Monday through Thursday and Saturday clinic hours from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. All right, La Esperanza, our proud presenting sponsor of our play of the game. We saw 14 points put up by the Bobcats so far. Both of them, we'll say, they've been pretty good plays, pretty explosive plays on behalf of the Bobcats tonight. Defensively, it's just the woes defensively have just been the defining factor for the Bobcats tonight. Really can't get out of their own way when it comes to that.
Well, and not only that, but DeKing Thomas is really DeKing tonight. He's got 3 touchdowns, Manny, and over 100 yards rushing. One rusher for 75 yards, so he's tearing them up. And then the backups came in and done just about the same. So they got to figure out how to stop the run.
Yeah, it's something has to happen for these Bobcats in effort to really kind of get things going. Trammell, let me ask you this. Do you think that there is a chance? Is there a chance for them to come? Is there a chance to pull out a dub, or is this just playing respectable football at this point?
No, you just, like I said, you just don't let them hang 70. There's no coming back in this. It's 42-14, Manny. I know you don't want to wear that jersey, but dang, there's no way. Well, I'm just promise you that there's no actual way that the Central Bobcats can come back and win 42-14 playing with the second string quarterback. We may see Tyler Hill back in the first, but as of this point, we don't know.
Well, here's what's on the line tonight, and Trammell and I made a wager because, in fact, let's kind of throw up the graphic here because the Bobcats, heading into this one, they're looking to, I guess, gain some momentum heading into next week's postseason matchup. Here's our picks that we had from the beginning of the night. Trammell, of course, sided with the Warbirds. I'm a hometown Concho Valley kind of guy. My heart will always be with the Angry Orange. Last week, it wasn't so much with them just because Midland Legacy, they are what they are. But I felt like heading into tonight that the Bobcats would have somewhat of a chance.
Well, Manny, you must have not seen this team be playing all year. This team is good. This team beat Mojo. This team dang near beat Midland Legacy.
Yeah.
This team rolled everyone else in the district.
I'm not regretting my pick. I'm standing beside it, standing behind it. But the wager of the night was if Abilene was able to come away with the victory over Central tonight, because Trammell bet on the Warbirds, that tomorrow night I would have to rock this throwback Abilene High Uni for the COVER1 live show.
Well, I tell you what, you and Sonia and Chadwick need to go down to Angelo Bolt because I think y'all got a few screws loose because there's no way that this team can come back. There was no way that this team had even a chance to start the game. I'm telling you, this Abilene High Eagles team is a very good football team who could go far or could at least, go 2 rounds.
Yeah, I think, their ability to go – last year they made it all the way to the 3rd round until they came across a really good Denton Geyer team who kind of had their way with them at they're in Arlington at Globe Life Park. I think this season – now if we look at, the matchup, the road for Abilene, the postseason – they could be looking at a matchup against El Paso Eastwood to open up the playoffs as a team. It would likely be a matchup of the 2020 playoff opener for the Warbirds. Then, I mean, it would be pretty much deja vu from 2020, primarily because Abilene High, if everything stands as it is, certainly with what's going on in El Paso, Abilene High would draw El Paso Eastwood next week. And then round number 2, North Crowley, a team that Abilene High once again faced in 2020. And then it's kind of just up in the air. We'll kind of see how things shake out in the rest of the way. But I don't think, the third round is out of the realm of possibility. I think we could possibly be seeing 2 teams in the third round from the Little Southwest, representing the Little Southwest Conference, that being Abilene High, the other being Midland Legacy. What do you think, Trammell?
I think maybe in the second round, you may actually have 4 teams.
Okay.
You think all 4 teams could survive the first round?
The way Central's playing tonight,
who's playing quarterback? That's the question.
You say the quarterback, Trammell. I'll say the defense, because defensively they can't stop anybody. I think right now, it's likely that you and I can go out there and maybe we're throwing up some touchdowns against those guys.
You already know I'm in. Put me in, man. I'm in. Hey, you can hand me that jersey. I'll go play for Abilene High right now. All right, AB, sorry, brother. No, but the second half has started, so if you want to go down there, we can see our first play.
1 second, Trammell. Let's let me kind of get some things going for this one. Buy me a little time right here.
All right, I got you. So, another thing that we need to talk about is tomorrow night we got the game of pretty much the state of Texas every single year. It's Midland Legacy versus Odessa Permian. Manny, August Pfluger's going to be there. Greg Abbott's going to be there. It's going to be a star-studded event, and you know who else is going to be there?
Who that?
COVER1, San Angelo Live. We're going to be there. So we'll have all the action from tomorrow night. Is it in Ratliff or where's that at? Grande?
That is at Grande there.
Yeah,
Trammell.
so we'll be at Grande tomorrow night. So y'all come check it out. It's going to be not really for a district championship, but maybe there could be a little upset in there because you never know what happens when those 2 teams play.
Yeah. It's a rivalry game. I know Permian, they may not be the world beaters as they once were. And I know Midland Legacy is just, dump trucking teams left and right, spiking teams left and right.
Yeah, but they can eat the clock.
They can, yeah. Permian has that ability to do that. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, third quarter of action just resumed. Looks like we're going to go back to Shotwell Stadium. Trammell, take us away.
All right, so very first play of the second half. Looks like Imler's still back there at quarterback. Just going to be what is that? Just like
just a little toss. Kevon Rice.
Toss to the receiver out there. The names are losing me at this point. It's just a toss right there.
Yeah,
jet sweep. There we go. And there, now it pops in my head after it's over. But just a little jet sweep here to start the second half. He gets behind him, gets all the way to the first down. So good play for the Bobcats to start the second half, Manny.
It's a start. You got to start somewhere. Kevon Rice, he's a junior wide receiver. We saw him make some big plays against Odessa Permian.
We saw him make some big plays earlier. Ben Imler, he looks like that's pretty much his number 1 receiver that he likes to throw to. Found him twice so far on that last drive of the second half, first half. Sorry.
Yeah. So